Hey everyone, it's Ireva. And look, I'm standing here next to my recycling bin, which, let's be honest, is kind of a black box, right? We throw stuff in there, hope for the best, and trust that somehow it magically transforms into something new. But the truth is, recycling is a little more complicated than that. Think you're a recycling pro? You might be surprised by some common mistakes we all make. Like, did you know that tossing a plastic bag in your recycling bin can actually jam up the whole system? It's true. Today, we're going deep into the world of recycling. We'll debunk some myths, master the art of sorting, and talk about those weird items that leave you scratching your head. Because even small changes to our recycling habits can make a big difference for our planet. So, let's get started. Okay, let's kick things off by tackling some common recycling misconceptions. These are the things we've all heard, the little whispers of recycling doubt that can lead us astray. First up, the myth of the spotless recyclable. You know, the idea that every container needs to be perfectly clean before it goes into the recycling bin. Now, while nobody wants a smelly bin, the truth is, a quick rinse will usually do the trick. We're not talking surgical grade sterilization here, just removing any big chunks of food or gunk. Next, we have the case of the plastic bag. This, my friends, is a recycling no-no. While technically recyclable, most curbside programs can't process plastic bags. They can actually get tangled in the machinery and cause major backups. Instead, opt for reusable bags, or check if your local grocery store has a plastic bag collection program. And how about this one? If it's made of recyclable material, it can go in the recycling bin. Sounds good in theory, but it's not always true. Think about a greasy pizza box. The cardboard itself might be recyclable, but that oily residue, not so much. It contaminates the other materials, making them harder to recycle. Another common misconception is that biodegradables are automatically recyclable. While they do break down faster in landfills, some biodegradables require specific composting conditions to decompose properly. So, check the labels, folks. Remember, friends, recycling is about quality, not just quantity. It's better to recycle a few things correctly than to toss a whole bunch of stuff in there with the best of intentions, but ultimately contaminate the entire batch. So, how do we navigate this tricky terrain of recycling truths? Well, that brings us to practical tips for effective recycling. Because becoming a recycling rock star isn't about memorizing some impossibly long list of rules. It's about making small, sustainable changes that add up to a big impact. First and foremost, know your local guidelines. Recycling programs vary depending on where you live. So check your city's website or look for information on your recycling bins. They often have lists of accepted materials and specific instructions. Next, let's talk about contamination. Remember that pizza box. Food residue, liquids, and even small pieces of trash can contaminate entire batches of recycling. So give your recyclables a quick rinse or wipe before tossing them in the bin. Now let's talk about cardboard. See how flat this box is? Flattening your cardboard not only saves space in your bin, but also helps the recycling process run more smoothly. And speaking of saving space, most plastic bottles and containers can be crushed down as well. This helps conserve space in your bin and at recycling facilities. Here's a term you might have heard: wishcycling. It's when we toss something in the recycling bin hoping it's recyclable, even though we're not quite sure. While the sentiment is admirable, wishcycling can actually do more harm than good. When in doubt, throw it out. It's also important to remember that recycling is just one piece of the puzzle. Reducing our consumption and reusing items whenever possible should always be our first line of defense.